And so what I'm saying is sometimes you have to step out, not knowing what's going to happen, but you have to begin to put your faith in action. And then three, when we don't know what to do, we take a step of faith. So according to Ecclesiastes 11:1, I use this verse sometimes when I'm talking to people. They say, I need a job, but I don't know what job to apply for. Or I feel like I'm called to ministry, but I don't know, I don't want to get a part-time job, and I don't want to work at a coffee shop, and I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do that. I think I should do this. And so what I tell people is what I've learned is sometimes you have to, I call it casting your bread upon the water. You have to take a step in that direction. And sometimes when you take a step, you'll hear that it's from the Lord or it's not from the Lord. And then you know. But if you never take that action or that step, you're never going to get the inner witness of the Holy Spirit for stepping out at times. And so I had a friend and she was trying to apply for a job, but she didn't want to apply if that wasn't the job the Lord had for her. And I said, put in the application and apply. If they call you for an interview, go to the interview. Because many times I was in an interview once, and during the interview, the Lord said no. And they offered me the job, and I turned the job down. Because it wasn't till I got there and I heard what the job was going to be like in greater detail. I talked to the manager. There was something about the job. It paid well. It was really good. But the Lord said no. But if I had never applied for the job, I wouldn't have known if God was leading me necessarily to that job. God will close certain doors, but sometimes He doesn't close every door until you step out in faith. And when you don't know what to do, inactivity will keep you from stepping out. Insecurity, lack of confidence, doubt, fear. And so now, I grew up in a life where we struggled financially. My parents went through bankruptcy. There was many hard times. Sometimes we didn't have food, and people brought us food, neighbors, the church. My mom was going to, and so God supernaturally provided. And so what I'm saying is sometimes you have to step out, not knowing what's going to happen, but you have to begin to put your faith in action. And so even when God calls me to go to certain nations, I have to have faith that God will provide the funding for everything we're going to do. And so I trust in Him.